Hello. Well, what did I do it wrong?
I don't know what you did.
Let's
It was awesome
let's
though. I think we got to four.
yeah,
Yeah, I
let's
I
do it
did
again.
and you know what? And I was gonna go to five, but then I realized it went to four, and it was too far. So I was like, pregnant
Yeah,
pause.
you're okay. Let's
This should
roll.
be in this
Yeah,
should be
just
in the
roll.
news.
Just keep do it live.
We're doing it live. Well, hello. This is the Friends of Zeus podcast. We are on episode 264. Um,
Woohoo!
Tonight it is just myself, Michael, and Hot Carl.
Just Carl.
Just
And
Carl.
oh, sorry, Carl.
Carl.
I think you're kind of hot though. Anyway,
Thanks, buddy.
tonight there was a bunch of just ramblings on in the news, and we're kind of in the middle of a few stories. Like obviously the Charlie Kirk shooter guy, we're in the middle of that case. Like it feels like it'd be better. And Dez is kind of our crime, our uh, uh,
True
reporter on the
crime.
street,
True
true
crime.
crime.
Yeah.
True
Yeah,
crime expert. Yeah.
yeah, she's good with that. So we leave that for her. Um, so we decided we'd just do a news hodgepodge episode and kind of talk about things that are interesting. There was one that I sent you guys, and I this is gonna sound so wrong, but it was about this cop that got shot in New Mexico, but it was and it came out 5 days ago, the video. So apparently they released the video in the last 5 days, but it happened in 2021. And this is so wrong, but I was like, damn it, why couldn't have this cop gotten shot to death 5 days ago so it'd be current news, which is kind of dark,
Yeah,
but
that's kind of horrible.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
I'm a bad
terrible.
person.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, just so the audience knows, a lot of times when we try to come up with topics for the show, and sometimes, and we've all done it. Sometimes it's such a slow news week or political news, that we just say, okay, we're going to talk about a bunch of different news
Hmm.
articles, episodes,
Yeah.
and things going on. We call it like a hodgepodge. So that's where Zeus's dark vision of this
I
shooting.
mean,
Is
it's
coming
an
from.
interesting video if we want
Yes.
to turn on at the end of it. It really is sad. It's
Um,
horrible, but we don't necessarily need to either.
Yeah,
Um,
it's horrible.
but but I guess the first thing that comes to mind is Lindsey Graham uh died this what, like last
Sunday
Saturday or Sunday. Um
or Saturday night, Sunday morning.
yeah, that was a blow. And I think you thought it was Mitch McConnell or something, which totally get that.
well, no, yeah. What had happened was,
What had happened? Tell us what had happened.
you know how when you go online, you see thumbnails, right, for like different podcasts, and they're like now they use AI to create like these really sort of I don't know,
Horrific. Yeah.
yeah, right, the
Type.
caricatures, right,
Yeah.
things like that. And there was something that flipped by, and I didn't. I've been sort of tapping out on like the news lately. I've been listening to
Yeah.
more music,
Very
like
wise.
honestly, in my downtime, because it's just like I need a break from it. Like it's just
Yeah.
I'm starting to think like really bleakly, and I don't want to. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
anyway, so I saw something that I didn't click on because I wasn't, I didn't want to watch it. But it was about Mitch McConnell feared dead, carried out in an ambulance or with a, covered up or something, and I guess has to do with Mitch McConnell's like recent fall. Like he had a
Yeah,
fall
that's kind
recently.
of like weekly Mitch McConnell news.
That's what I mean.
He might be dead.
So no, but there was something that suggested that Mitch McConnell feared dead. And then
Yeah.
I literally woke up that morning, like 5 in the morning, the next day, and it says Lindsey Graham died. I was like, wait a minute, did I see the wrong thumbnail? What was I
Yeah.
looking at? And so yeah, that's why I thought it was Mitch McConnell, because somebody else thought that he had died, and suddenly there it was, Lindsey Graham, who I think the last time I saw him on TV was pretty, as per usual, spry, very hyper. Um, you know, I forget which war he was going on, and I think it was about the Iran war and support for Israel. And I was shocked when I heard he died. And I
Yeah,
guess
he wasn't old. He was
no,
like
he was
71 or something.
71. That's what I read.
Hope
Yeah,
he's not old because I'm only 15 years away from that.
but I
Yeah.
guess I guess it had to do with a tear in his aorta.
Yeah.
the main artery due to it's basically due to heart disease, hardening and weakening of the arteries, which
Hey,
which
yeah,
I have as well, which is nice to know. Yeah, I love when people are just dropping dead because their heart
yeah.
gives.
I think they call the term is aortic dissection, and
Or oats. Oh, okay.
no
Yeah, they're called.
aortic
No,
dissection.
that's correct. It's which is a tear in the aorta. It's called an aortic
And
dissection.
John Ritter died of the same thing
Oh, God
back in
bless. Too
03,
soon.
03, 05,
All right, now
whatever.
you're really scaring me, Mike, because he was closer to my age now.
Yeah, yeah. John Ritter had it, and apparently
It's the
there tends
widowmaker.
to be some symptoms that resemble a heart attack, but it's not a heart attack. And but when it happens, it's very sudden. Like in the
Hmm.
end, it's very sudden. And it
Yeah,
sounds horrible because basically you bleed out internally.
yeah,
That's no good.
Yeah.
yes,
I hear internal bleeding's bad.
But
no,
this is like your main artery open. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
not good.
yeah, it pops. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna not beat for very long after
No.
that. You're
It's
pretty
pretty
fucked.
quick and
Yeah,
very
So how
unpleasant.
are you guys feeling about the loss of this gentleman?
I mean, he's an interesting guy. It happens. I mean, we all shed this mortal coil at some point, so it's not 100% unexpected. The timing is interesting, just with
Yeah,
some
there's
other
already
things
conspiracy theories going out there about it.
going on. I don't, yeah, I don't know if I really, everything's a conspiracy. I mean, the conspiracy theory now is that there's not a conspiracy theory, with most things that occur because everyone's got conspiracy theories. But I mean, to me, and again, everyone's got their own spin, and he was definitely someone that people would have strong opinions about. I personally didn't, but I know a lot of people had strong opinions, good or bad. I really didn't, good or bad.
right.
But I mean, it is interesting with everything going on right now. My big takeaway, which is just disturbing, and Zeus mentioned Kirk earlier, is Charlie, not
Mhm.
Captain. But it's just the way these things, the fodder, the way these things are treated in the media and in the press is really um it's kind of gross and upsetting, but not unexpected. I mean, people that are just like, man, I'm so glad, and hell got a new
Oh,
or
people
it's
celebrating on social media.
yeah, people celebrating it, and it's just sort of like someone said that again. This wasn't me. I heard someone say this, and they're like, when you start when you start casually um joking
Celebrating people's
about
death.
people and celebrating people's death, it's not it's not a far reach to where you are causing people's death. I mean, it's a big push into that direction. I mean, because typically it used to be if you don't have something nice to say about somebody, don't say anything at all. There was some kind of sanctity when people died. It was like
Yeah.
don't speak ill of the
Yeah.
dead, and now that's completely blown. And so now my concern is when you start seeing people justify this kind or enjoy it,
Just include
it
themselves in it.
it just seems like, man, that's another few steps down the road to advocating for it, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
And
Hmm.
honestly, I mean,
Taking it lightly.
Yeah.
yeah, and honestly, it leads down the path of I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Civil War, but it feels like it's going down that path when we're so cavalier about people's deaths. Like when people screaming, "I hope Trump dies. I hope I'm glad Charlie Kirk's dead." That's some pretty fucking dark shit. Like, I'm trying to think of somebody who died, but I was just like, I didn't
Well,
jump on the train of glad they're dead kind of thing. Um,
I don't think I've ever been glad someone was
no, me
dead.
neither.
Osama bin Laden, sure, of
I
course.
mean, but I mean, I'm just saying there's, the old Mark Twain quote, which everyone loves to quote. I don't even know the full quote, but it's basically like, I don't I don't wish death on anyone, but I've read obituaries with some pleasure before, something like that. I'm
Right.
paraphrasing, but
That is
you know,
very Mark Twain.
but the thing is, that's Mark Twain, but people, it's anyway, it's just disturbing. I mean, to me, it's, of course, I'm biased because I have my own viewpoints on things, but it definitely seems to be coming from one group of people and
Well,
not other people,
here's what it comes down
and
to.
it's
It,
disgusting.
it's okay to, like you said, it's okay to not have the death of a public figure or whatever they might be. We'll say Jeffrey Epstein. It's okay to not have
He's
any cares
sad.
that he's
Yeah, of
dead.
course, of course.
But when you revel in the loss of the life of somebody, maybe he's not the best example because, yeah, put two in the back of his head. I don't fucking care. But generally, but I'm not like, yeah, he should die. We should fucking kill. That is like an active participant in the zeitgeist in a negative fashion, and that's where it becomes bothersome.
It
Um,
cheapens life.
I think,
I
well,
mean,
you
yeah,
said it's coming from one direction for the most part, and
in
that's
my
true.
opinion.
Well, it's true because they are the more cultishly indoctrinated people. Yeah, I mean, when you have like the conservative movement or the right, it's just people trying to like go to work, take care of their kids, make sure that and try to keep their house. You know what I mean? Like they're not the protesting type. They weren't out in droves other than January 6th. Like what big protest did you see for Biden and Mayorkas basically opening our border? Like was there
Yeah.
a lot? Was there a million man march for that? No.
Are there potential assassins going after um who was it, Jackson, Kagan, and Sotomayor on the Supreme
No.
Court?
Of course not.
No.
And that's what I mean. But these people are more zealously indoctrinated. They
that's the
believe they
word
believe
right
it's they
there.
believe it's a righteous cause, and anything in its way is you take them out.
I mean, on
Do you remember?
Monday,
Wasn't it the '70s movement where they were like literally like bombing U.S. government buildings and
yeah,
like
the Weather
the
Underground.
the
I
weather
mean,
underground,
that's
and
the
these
thing.
people
People,
all have the playbook.
yeah, I mean, they had the Puerto Rican nationals that actually killed a congressman in the House of Representatives,
Kaczynski was probably
back in the
involved in a couple of
70s.
those.
And you have the Weather Underground that bombed the Senate side of the Capitol. Again, not justifying anything. Um, Violence, and I don't know, either you're against violence or you're not.
Right.
It's
and
it's
and
it's
actually, this will kind of lead into one of the other stories that it's not so much this week, but it's kind of an ongoing thing, and I think it's great. And I was actually talking to a cop this evening about it, and I'm like,
oh,
I
you
was
didn't get away.
asking,
You didn't get away from him. He
what's
got
that?
you. The cop got you.
No, no, I actually
Oh,
walked up and talked to him because
oh, okay.
I'm looking for a gunsmith so I can get some red dots put on a couple of my toys.
Oh,
And I was like, "Do you know any gunsmiths in the area?" And he told me the only one that I know of was so no help. But I was like, "How are you feeling about this Spamberger stuff?" And I think it's very interesting, and it says a lot that he's like, I mean, he wasn't like fervent about it, but he was like, I don't think it's good stuff.
can you
Which I
explain for the
found.
viewer what the
I
Spamberger stuff is?
Well, so Spamberger this is big Virginia news, and if it happens in Virginia, it'll probably won't be far from Maryland. But she is just blanket laws across the board. Like you can't have a magazine that's more than 10 rounds, or it's called an assault rifle or assault weapon. Um, Assault rifles in general can't be owned. Um, CCW, which is concealed carry, is going to lose. So what it is, it's kind of like my nursing license. You guys know I'm a nurse, right? Right?
I think so.
I think you mentioned
Okay.
that.
Okay. I have just in case. Where I've got a compact license, so I can work here, Maryland, New York, a few other places. under one license. And with a CCW, what she's aiming to do is not remove the CCW from Virginia, but make it less. Is the term reciprocity, where like if I go to
Mhm.
another state, I can use my same license there?
Yeah.
Um, so all of this shit is getting like Virginia Supreme Court said, fuck you on the assault weapons. Like that's completely against the Second Amendment. And and a lot and just and lawyers and judges are like, we're not going to prosecute on any of these things that you do. And and this guy's a Fairfax cop, and he was like, we're not doing anything with it. We if you have a gun and it's over 10 rounds and it's in your car, but you've got a CCW, we're not going to do anything. You're not breaking the law. We are not going to indict you, or whatever the term would be, arrest you. Which I find
Well, that's because
kind of
there's an
cool.
injunction, right?
Yeah.
Well, not no, it's just that the judges and the lawyers are saying we're not going to do this.
Well, that's what the
But
judges did. That's what I mean. That
yeah,
was
I
the
think there is an
No,
injunction.
injunction.
the judges only did that on the assault weapon thing.
Hmm.
Like that's the only thing that got an injunction.
Well,
Now I
that's
could be wrong. Check it out and call me out, or well,
No,
we'll just wait for Tom to call me out on it.
no. Maybe you're right.
They
Maybe he
put
didn't put
just
up
an
a gun.
injunction on the assault weapons. But I think it's really cool that like because Virginia is definitely a dim state, and people are saying no, fuck
mm,
you.
the
It's not a dim state.
Northern Virginia is, Southwest Virginia and
I
Southeast Virginia, not so much.
I think
Maybe
the
like
last governor
Norfolk and Richmond.
wasn't the last governor Republican.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I just think it's really cool that like people are saying fuck you.
but the
No,
troublesome part of it is it's like I I have a problem with police officers not choosing not to enforce the law. That's not what they're supposed to do. And the fact that
but well, let's put it.
Bamberger, but she's putting people in this position, but it's a lose-lose. If you're on the side of law and order, it's a lose-lose because of course it sounds great that the police are like, I'm not going to enforce this. You're like, yeah, man. But it's sort of like I don't want the police choosing which laws they enforce
But
or not.
I'm going to disagree with you on that and say that I think that a good and just police force will not enforce laws that they feel are
No,
unjust.
I'm with you, but that's for the courts. I'm saying we have a system.
Well, I don't think they're doing this in a vacuum. I don't think that they would risk their jobs. I'm sure that there are people going, "We got your back." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't think they are being a political action committee of sorts and like we're going to change the law as the officers. I think that they're being told you don't have to do that, and they're going because I wouldn't have felt good about that. You know what I mean? I think that's
Yeah, or they wouldn't. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. I don't think it's it's not as like bam like cops are fighting back kind of thing. I think that it is something that they can more easily support because the great thing about that is I'm talking to this officer and I'm telling him about my toys and I
uh
Did he freeze?
he froze.
9 millimeter. It's called
Oh,
PCC, which is a
Oh, good.
pistol
You know
carbine.
what? You know what? The Zoom
And
god
you,
just did
well,
him.
no. This is
yeah. No, that's
you like
good.
this.
Keep rolling. Yeah.
It's a rifle that you can fold in half and you could fit it in a backpack. And I told him, I was telling him I was getting one of those, and he didn't blink. Like the big selling point of these things is you can fit it in a backpack, which is a little frightening. But I just like the fact that these things that she is passing could save cops' lives, but they're more concerned with our Second Amendment rights, and that if we let those slip, then where are we? You know what I mean? That's the vibe I get is that
Wait, can I get this? Can I get something straight?
I don't know. Ask Dana.
You ran into a cop that you don't know, and you started telling him about all your heavy artillery that you own and that you intend to get, and the cop just said, "Oh, that's cool," and nodded and
No,
stuff.
not that I intend to get. I was we were talking guns and I was like, what do you have? We were going back and forth and he didn't blink. But I don't think I'd come across as an intimidating
I'm not
based on
saying that. This sounds like Travis Bickle at the end of Taxi Driver, where he saddles up to the Secret Service guy and he's just
Yeah.
unnecessarily drawing attention to himself.
It's
You
just
could say that,
interesting.
or you could say that I have nothing to fear with what I do and my intentions. So I'm not like, hey, let's go shoot. And I'm like, what do you have? You're just talking guns. I mean,
I
cops,
mean, yeah, if you didn't
they like
reveal that
guns.
you own contraband, but you
And
real
and honestly, to be transparent is kind of uncommon these days and probably well appreciated by police officers. I was also asking him, like, what do I do if
you're
I
a
have
government
my
agent, though, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
state government or county government, but yeah. Um, and I was also asking him, I was asking advice. I asked about a gunsmith because I want to get some work done. And I was also asking him if I do get pulled over and I am carrying,
No,
what is best.
I get that part of it, but you said you were telling him about all your toys and stuff, and so it's
Yeah,
like,
well,
yeah, I've got an
when you
armament in
well,
my
Jack, you're not a
condo.
gun owner, right?
Why don't you follow me home so that you can, register where the guns are?
No, but we don't register in Virginia.
Okay, never mind. You're not getting my point,
Yeah.
but it's cool. All
No,
right.
but I mean, what you say would be valid if we registered in Virginia, but you can just own guns. You just have to handle them
Right.
safely and do all that.
No, I got you.
But I was asking, like, I was getting educated is what I was doing. I was like, what do I do if I'm pulled over and I've got it in the gun? And he says, well, you don't have to tell us you have a gun in the car, but as me as a police officer, I would very much appreciate it if you let me know that you had a gun in the car. And I was like, that's fine. And then I actually made a joke. I was like, hey, you want to see my cell phone?
Hmm.
And he was like, no, you don't do that. No, he was cool. He was very cool.
Okay.
Um,
What's your next story? I'm sorry to interrupt.
but no, but so I'm just pleased that they're bucking against Spamberger because it was very draconian is the term that I think best describes it of across the board, all these things are bad, none of these things are good, and
Well,
that people are
and the
giving her
big
some lip back.
I mean, the big story too with her is that she was like, I'm not going to do any of this stuff. And as soon as she got in, that was
Mhm.
like within 24 hours, she was proposing this.
And I know that like being a CIA agent, whatever you want to call it, um, doesn't necessarily mean that you're a gun proponent, but one would think that in certain fields that your your feeling about
Yeah,
firearms
but
is going to be
dude,
more loose. And she just went,
she is a Democrat first. She is a party member first. She's a party member before she's an American. She's a party member before she's a Virginian. She's a party member before all of it.
it's
So
awful.
whatever they want, that's what she's going to be
And
doing.
wait, you're saying she's former CIA?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no wonder she doesn't want an armed populace. Are you kidding me? That's the deep state. They're the ones behind
Yeah,
everything.
but they're spying. Well, they're supposed to be spying outward, not
No, that's not what they're
inward.
doing. That's not what they do
Yeah.
only.
They're supposed
No,
to.
but they're supposed to, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
right.
supposed to be, so that shouldn't be a concern. They should be like, all right, we got ourselves covered. Now let's go take away their guns
Right.
in fucking Iraq or whatever. So I know what you're saying, but if you go by what they are trained to do, they should be more worried outwardly than inwardly.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it goes without it saying, I'm not a big fan of hers at
Yeah,
all.
no, I got you.
She is such a fucking socialist. I'm not,
Did
I
you
don't
tell
want
the
to.
cop that?
No, he was like they're trained to handle. I think they probably have a class that they take on how do you respond to questions that are asked out there. He was very diplomatic, but was clearly on the side of blowing up all her shit. But I think he's a constitutionalist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not
Like
literally.
no, no, no. I
Yeah,
mean,
I hope you didn't
well,
suggest
I
that.
think I think the assault rifle ban that she was trying for has been pushed out a year to next year at June or July, which doesn't bode well for it succeeding. If it was she just put it out a couple months ago and it's already getting
I mean,
pushed
the mere
out.
fact that she even pushed it and the fact that there are probably 35%, 40% of Virginians that think it's a great idea, that's upsetting.
It is also the home state of the NRA, and I think that packs a lot
It's
of.
all drift. I mean, it used to be a red state now, then it went purple. And it's kind of like bluish purple now. Look, everything it's entropy, man.
I'm just not
Do
even
you well here's a
It's like
question. Yeah,
it's a bruise at this point.
it's a brute. But here's a question. How many states um have we had in the last 10 years that went from being blue, and I hate that term because they're really red, you know, the reds.
Yeah,
But
that's
how
right.
many states went
They flipped it on us.
how many states went from being leftist to being uh traditional Americans? I can't think
I
of any. I
No,
mean,
no,
I don't know,
no.
but I
maybe
did.
maybe Florida. I mean, Florida was kind of halfway. It was definitely purple,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
true.
it's
You
kind of
think? I
gone.
don't know about that. A lot of geriatrics down there, and geriatrics tend to lean, used to at least, tend to lean right.
I'm just saying it's gone more right, but that's an anomaly. I mean, the trend is that each state and within states, within counties, and within the country as a whole, things are
It's moving
definitely
left.
trending left,
Yeah.
100%
I
year over
suppose.
year.
Yeah, I mean, Trump. I mean, you have those swing states, right, that they say could do anything, and Trump's been scoring well with them in the general, rather. You know what I mean? But as far
Yeah,
as local politics are, you know what I mean? I don't know. And maybe like I do agree they're getting bluer by the bus load and by the plane load. That they
yeah, they're
bring
bringing them
into
in. Yeah, exactly.
areas, and they're allowed to vote, and there you go. But
Here's an interesting, I hadn't thought of it, but to lead to a different portion of this conversation, I'm gonna go latest news is that and this is weird. I haven't watched Rogan in forever. Um
Yeah, me neither.
it's not a personal thing. I think he likes to hear himself speak sometimes now. I'm starting to get that, and he just says the same things over and over. But he had JD Vance on this week, and I'm gonna listen to that one because I'm all
yeah, I'd like to hear
big.
that one.
It's all
I'm
about
big
the
JD Vance.
guest with him, with me. I
Yeah,
mean, if I like the guest, I'll listen to it.
Yeah,
I'm
but you got to
actually.
listen to the Terrence Howard episode. That one's a fucking laugh a minute. It's fucking hilarious.
I've got
Um,
one in progress now with that Rupert Lowe guy, the British
Mm.
guy
How
that
is
brought.
that?
So far, so good. I mean, you know what I mean. He's talking like we were talking, getting into it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
anyway, what I was getting at is I know that JD Vance. I don't know 100% that, but next uh election cycle, he's probably a lock for the Republicans. Would we agree on that?
I mean, everything can change. I mean, it's still two
But based
plus
on
years away. But no, I
how
would say
people
he
feel
would
about
definitely
him
be a
right
front
now,
runner. I mean, a vice president's always going to be a front runner unless they say I'm not
but I think he's
running.
got a good shot.
I
He
do too.
yeah, he comes from humble
But
background. There's a lot to like about him. But here's my question. Who are, and this is kind of going away from the news, but an interesting question is who do the Democrats have to go?
who knows?
Gavin Newsom.
I
It,
don't see him getting it.
Gavin Newsom with AOC as a VP. The media will just love those two. Put them out there. Although they'll want someone of them to be a minority candidate too. So I don't know how that's going to look with Gavin up there. With well, AOC is Hispanic, so that kind of works.
Who do you
Yeah.
think JD Vance would have as a maybe Tulsi? That would be a spin.
I don't know. You kind of wonder
That would be a
is it
great.
you wonder
Dude,
is it going to be Vance against like the likes of Rubio and Ted Cruz, like the usual suspects?
Ted
Christie
Cruz
will
might
come
be a little
back.
too hardcore.
What's
You
that?
know what I mean? I'd say I think Ted Cruz would be. It'd be
No, but
like
he always tries to run.
Yeah.
I think I just hit on one that would really be a very interesting ticket. Would be Vance Gabbard,
Yeah,
and
but
that would
she's
give
dealing with
her.
her husband.
Yeah, she quit the
And the thing
administration.
is, the other
Well,
thing
that's what they
is
tell us. I think she got
having
fired.
moderating and having someone like Tulsi, it, it, the Republican Party needs to look at it within the Republican Party. You're not going to win over any Democrats. You're going to win over independents. So whoever your vice is, has to get your independence or get you in a state that
But I mean, she
you're not
was.
drawing from. You're going to be a lot of times the vice president comes out of a swing state because they're
Yeah.
trying to get those votes. But I don't know
I
that Tulsi
still, but I
Gabbard
think that
helps you because the
she was a
Democrats hate
Democrat.
her. I know, but they are not reasonable. They hate her because she has the stink of Trump on her. So she's Satan. JD Vance is Satan. So it doesn't matter. I mean, the mistake you're making is you're being reasonable, and
Oh,
they're
I'm sorry.
not.
I
No,
do
no,
that at times. I'm
I
sorry
know.
about that.
I'm just
I
saying,
do it
I
all
would
the
be
time.
shocked. I would be shocked if I mean, it would be great. I think she would be a great VP, but
And quite honestly, President, I could,
who
I would
knows?
vote against
Yeah.
her.
I mean, I'm just
Okay,
so far,
so
dude, that's
well,
so long away. I can't even think
yeah,
about that
we're
Yeah, I don't want
election.
to think
getting
about it.
away a little bit into the weeds. So do you guys have any news stories that in the preparation for this episode you were looking at?
I was looking at a couple of things that were mentioned, like Graham and the other guy, and the Iran
Who's
war
the other the
updates.
other guy?
You sent a couple of things out, like the UFO. They dumped more files and more videos or something
Yeah.
recently.
Hmm.
So
So
that's a kind of a cool thing. You know what I mean? Like we here on the Friends of Zeus podcast, we're all for full disclosure of all of the UFO and what do they call it now? UAPs.
UAP. I don't know why they always have to change the name of things, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what was wrong with you. I guess it got a negative connotation over the
yeah, it's
years.
all marketing.
well, I think that they're taking it from unidentified flying object, so like a physical. I think they want to like go all string theory and fucking dimensional fucking, and that's
No,
why
I
it's
bet.
Aerial
um.
phenomena.
And I was thinking about that while I was looking at the video that you guys saw. One of them I think is complete nonsense. It just looks like a jet coming at you, and you're seeing the flames from behind it, and the wings are blocking it, but I really am feeling like we're about to get hit with a boom. And it may be a project, is it Blue Beam? It may be a Project Blue Beam thing, but I really feel like we're going to get something that we're not going to just be able to shake our head at and go, no, no,
I don't
no.
know. I'm at the point now. I need an alien on camera talking to me because I'm so tired of waiting and I'm so tired of like hearing all this stuff and seeing blurry videos. I'm like, okay, I will be patient, but
But do you
I
feel
need
like,
to see it. And I'm tired of like, I mean, my iPhone can take better video than apparently what's
yeah,
on a
yeah,
F-18 Hornet,
yeah.
$60
That
million airplane. Like my phone takes better pictures, but
that I will
whatever.
agree with. But the argument for that is that these cameras on these planes, the plane is flying at Mach this,
Hmm.
and the camera is tracking at less than Mach that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like
No, I got you.
there is some real technology involved in it that actually you can kind of I can get behind it. Um, but what is your feeling, Mike? I mean, I'm feeling like we might be the last generation that was alien free.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to be more like that. Now I'm starting to think that it could be like terrestrial. It could be
That's fine,
something
but
that's here.
UAP, and that's another reason why I think they go with UAP is they're not sure it's from space or from the ocean, or that's another reason why I
Because
think
the
they.
thing is, look, whoever, if someone is responsible for that stuff, they are technologically well, I mean, so much more advanced than us. So then the question is, okay, if they are, then why aren't they making themselves known? And that's one discussion.
Well,
And
that's
then
Star Trek. Prime
and then
Directive.
but then the other branch of that is okay, if they do want to let themselves be known, why haven't they? And if they don't, why are they appearing?
Well,
So
okay.
that
I
what
mean,
makes me think it's not alien because it doesn't make any sense. Why would they be
but
playing slap
but
and
but
tickle with everybody?
but to that statement, what do you define as alien? Do you define alien as not
Something
of
that's
Earth?
not of Earth. Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm all about that.
I want to believe.
We've traversed to such a small part of our planet than we really even,
I
you know what I mean? So
My gut feeling, honestly, and not to be fun, I'm not even being funny. I'm being totally serious. If I had to pick one explanation, it would be that it's us and we're time traveling, that we're or cross-dimensionally traveling,
or
but that it's
maybe even
human
both.
beings. Mhm.
Maybe even both.
I'm just saying, I think it's us from another dimension or another time.
That would be a
Because that would
very
explain it. I mean, otherwise, I mean, the Earth, I mean, there are billions of planets,
billions,
right? We're
billions
not, I
star
don't, I
stuff.
don't, I don't know. I mean, the Earth is amazing and the universe is amazing, but I don't know that we're like, I don't know why this would be going on for so long without any, I don't know. I just, if I had to
Well,
guess, if I had to pick
if
something, that's what I would say at this point,
I
based on
will
what I've
say
known.
that whatever it is, it's not of this current technology.
Yeah, I would
In
agree.
other words,
He's saying it's from the future.
Yeah, from the
or
future.
I'm saying it's from the ocean or space, or maybe ocean is contacting space, like the whales in Star Trek 4.
Hmm.
No, I mean, we know so little about our own planet, and we've been here
But
technologically not that long, but
but I'm just
there's
but
As a species.
99.9% of the time that one species interacts with another, it's not friendly, right? So why, if it is someone from far away and our country or our world, our planet is rich in resources, they would look at us like we're grasshoppers. Like, why would they even give a crap? We're not,
Yeah, it'd be
they're
like
not going to be like, oh,
Independence
well,
Day.
yeah,
well, to
I mean
quote
they have mastered if they exist. They've mastered like intergalaxy travel. I don't think they're interested in the newest Taylor Swift song. You know what I mean? Like
well,
why would they even need us around?
kind of to what you're saying, and you were talking about the Odyssey earlier and how you want to see that. I believe there's a line in there about like, why would the gods look at us this way? We don't look at ants.
Hmm.
You know
Yeah, that's what
the
I'm saying. Yeah.
but and this is always the question that comes up to me with aliens is benevolence versus malevolence. And I am
Or
of the
indifference. It could be indifference.
I don't believe that you travel across dimensions, stars, galaxies, whatever traversal you use. I don't believe, and this is just my opinion, and I
Well,
could
wait.
be,
What if they planted us here and they're just here every now and then checking us out? Like, how are they
It could
but
doing?
be.
again, but that would fall under benevolence or malevolence.
Well,
And what I'm
yeah.
saying is that whatever is visiting us, or is coming to see us is going to be benevolent because it serves no purpose. And this is just from even like our philosophical thinking. We don't know, what other planets, beings think. But from our perspective, and at least mine is why would you introduce yourself to another group of people just to destroy them? I gotta have some faith in like human and meaning like thought process type of thing. Like even if they are from another place, they share some common bond with us. That I don't think anybody is born to be malevolent. That is something that is
Yeah,
put upon.
but I think it would be indifference. I mean, again, look at human beings. I mean, when we were settling the
You're going with
West.
the ants under the
No,
God's
but
feet.
I'm just saying when we were settling the West, you had guys, this is just an anecdote, but you had dudes on trains with rifles just picking off bison for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like they were shooting hogs or something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
we've
but
wiped out
they weren't doing that with Indians. Do you see the difference
I
with
I,
what I'm
I
saying?
know, but if you're talking about a different species, I mean, we think we're good. We think we're great. We have a lot of hubris. I just don't know if someone else is going to be like, I mean, we're just the monkeys that are here right now.
Monkeys
I
with
I don't
guns.
know.
Yeah. What do
I
you think, Jack?
Well, like I said, I don't know what they are or whether they're benevolent or malevolent. And
But
maybe
would
they
you think
planted
that they
us
are
here.
benevolent or malevolent? Would you pick
No,
a
I think they could be indifferent. I think they could just think we're interesting and they're not getting involved.
but
Especially if you go back to ancient civilizations and indications of flying objects and things that go that far back. Maybe they every now and then they make an appearance and then they go back to wherever the hell they just observe us from. And
okay,
then
well,
in these random craft that these like pilots are catching, and you see the black and white film and the little dot is doing crazy shit in the sky, like how it's defying physics the way it flies. You don't know. Maybe every now and then they just flash us. You know what I mean? Like they let make their presence
keep us
known.
curious.
Yeah, or just to kind of maybe keep us in line. Maybe they, to some degree, maybe all the stuff our government knows about this, which seems to be the case. They're releasing more documents and more videos. They've been on this case going back, at least what, about 100 years, maybe
yeah,
80.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe the intel is keeping us in line. Maybe they're on. Maybe they know something that we don't. Where they're like,
But
oh shit,
okay, I can't remember the exact phrase, but I think this will kind of encompass what I'm saying is you have to pick benevolence or malevolence because what is the opposite of love?
the opposite of love is
Indifference.
it's indifference. Yeah.
And so you see what I'm saying? So like I think you and I'm not like throwing thought bombs at you, but I'm
No, are you
saying
saying
I
they
think
have
you
to
guys are
love
being a
us? Is
little
that
lazy with it. I think you have to pick with
no? You don't.
do they
They
come
could be completely indifferent to us. They may
but
not give
indifference is
a
the
shit.
opposite of benevolence. So are you saying that they are more likely malevolent than they are? Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I
I'm not
guess if you're
beating you up about it, but
if you're equating indifference of a species to ours with malevolence for some reason, then yeah, I guess you could say they're malevolent. I just don't
okay.
equate those things.
But how do you feel about gerbils?
They're cute and
Gerbil.
adorable, and I would
Uh,
never
Yeah,
kill
but
one.
I'm just saying, yeah, but it's not love. It's not like you love them or respect them or care about them
But I
necessarily.
would do them no harm.
You don't go out of your way to hurt them.
No, I would actually say I would go out of my way to not hurt them. Do you
I
see what
just
I'm saying? I
I,
think that's the difference.
I'm just saying at this point, and I'm speaking as someone that's like a avid Ancient Aliens, watcher. I'm at the point now like I need to see it. I need to
Hey
put
guys,
my hand. I need to
say
put my
hello
hand
to
into the torso. Like
yeah,
I need to see the nail holes.
oh,
Like
Jesus.
I mean, just because it's like it's so much of this. Like I need
I know.
big, Bob the alien to come down and be like, "Hello, everybody." Like
Yeah.
that's what I need now.
We need some of those old what was it, National Enquirer where you got the alien like whispering into Clinton's ear.
Yeah.
We
Weekly World News, man. I don't know whatever happened. That was like the
That
best.
is something I agree with, and that is where it gets very tumultuous in my head. Is like we have to have something that is we're done. There's no argument. They exist, blah blah blah. Whether they're from the ocean or from the moon or the other side of Mars, blah blah blah. But I feel like
Ohio. Yeah.
right. That's a swing state. Um,
Yeah, but
but
Yeah.
Mike, wait a second. As somebody who's a fan of the Ancient Aliens shows and all this stuff,
Yeah.
aren't you at least kind of finally,
I'll be right back, guys.
don't you feel some joy in that the government is acknowledging and giving us information about this phenomenon, like as opposed to just nothing to see here, which we've gotten for most of the last 80 years?
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, I find it very interesting, and of course I do, but it's at the point where I'm just sort of like questioning motives and 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 I even if I think that that what the government's releasing, they're being like honest and legitimate and all that.
Well, they're not
it-
giving us everything.
they're not giving us everything. And from what I've seen that they have, it definitely seems like technology from another time or dimension. And I use those terms interchangeably because I don't fully understand it. But I
Hmm.
don't I don't know that they came from across
Out
the
of space.
galaxy
I got
necessarily.
you. Okay.
It's just a gut feeling. I mean, I
No,
don't
but
have
then, but even that's a remarkable phenomenon. Like if
that would
that's
be
the explanation
amazing.
behind it, I'd be like, all right, cool. Let's give us more information on this.
Exactly. And the danger, again, look at if you're from the future and you went back into our past, like suppose you went like Army of Darkness, right? Like you go
Yeah.
back and you got the cutlass. Um, there's really no advantage for you to give everyone the details of what's going
Right.
on because you certainly don't want them transporting themselves into your present time. That would be a
Right.
disaster. And you already
Well,
know everything about them. You already know everything that's going to happen. And there could be that whole Back to the Future warning of
Yeah.
like, don't change anything. You know what I mean? Everyone ends up
Right.
having 3 ears in the future because, you had a Big Mac or something. I mean, it's like
Hmm.
you
No,
never know
exactly.
what could happen. So they
Right.
could just be observing, they could be
well,
manipulating things.
that's the
But who
interesting thing.
knows? Who knows? It's a
Right. And
good
we don't
thought.
know. We don't
Yeah.
know. It's just cool the government gave us some more
I
stuff to chew
agree.
on.
I would
And
agree.
to what you were saying, Mike, and I think I grasped what you were saying. I stepped away for a second, but it's interesting how prophetic Gene Roddenberry was with a lot
Hmm.
of the things that he said, as well as like Isaac Asimov. There's a few like sci-fi writers
Carl
that
Sagan.
really like nailed things that can resonate with us. And Prime Directive is a big one. Like I feel like that is probably a pretty pragmatic state of mind for whatever is visiting us or not visiting us, and we're just being fed a line. But I would think that if something was visiting us, and even if they were malevolent or benevolent, they would still be like, let's make sure they don't got poison darts that'll kill us. You know what I mean?
Or
Um,
suppose like diseases. I mean, again, if you're
are
coming
you
from
talking like
another,
Native American smallpox blankets kind of thing?
yeah, but I mean, just accidentally even like that. I mean, again, if you're human from another dimension or time where we may have physiologically changed significantly, if someone's from the future, it doesn't mean they're necessarily from 2100. They could be from like 15,000 or something. I mean, so our
And
the
not
way
even
we
from this planet.
present
They could just
could
be
be
from
different.
15,000 next galaxy over.
Maybe they're humans that went somewhere else and now they're coming back
Right.
to the home planet, or maybe we are the alien planet and they are the home planet. I mean, who knows? But they could be physiologically completely different from us. But there's going to be disease issues. I mean, it's the same thing like with these tribes that are in like the
Yeah,
Amazon
yeah,
where
yeah.
we can't contact them because if we shake their hand, we're going to kill like 1,000 people in a week,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
and they may be able to give us something or who knows, and I would say even if they were aliens, I think aliens would be concerned about that. They don't know. I mean, odds are if you take a population that's completely foreign and introduce it to another population, there's going to be some cross species illnesses that happen. I mean, in my, I don't know, I'm not a biologist, but I mean, it seems like that would be a practical consideration to be worried about.
Yeah, at the end of it all, it's a very interesting conversation. I'm less likely to believe that we are not being at bare minimum observed by something that we are not currently aware of. Um, and I think it's fascinating. I hope if I have one like before I die, land on Mars, colonize, sure, that'd be great. Probably not going to happen in my lifetime. But a visitation from something that has been traveling here since 1920 when we started actively sending out radio waves. It's an interesting
Do you, so just to throw this scale out a little bit, just to
yeah.
so we're in the Milky Way galaxy, right? The Milky Way galaxy is made up of,
Or are we?
I'm just saying, it's made up of a billion stars, right? And there's like billions of galaxies in the universe,
And
okay,
that's
that
just
we
in
know
our
of.
neighborhood.
And if you look at the center of the I just heard this today. In the center of the Milky Way galaxy, with the, I think it was with the Webb telescope, it could have been something else, but they discovered this cloud of gases that has, uh, we've been able to, I don't know how, but been able to scan it and has sugars in it, like sugar, which means anytime you have sugar, you're going to probably have life around because it's a way that biological life or stores energy
You
and
know,
things like that.
you can age test things by carbohydrates. That's one of the carbons, things like that.
But
That
I'm
makes
just
sense.
saying the center where this cloud is from Earth in the center of our, it's towards the center of our galaxy, is 25,000 light years away. So between us and the center of our galaxy is approximately 25,000 light years. And we're one of
It's
billions
just
of
fucking
galaxies. I mean,
silly.
it's like you can't even, it's
We can try and
impossible to even
conceive of it, but we can't
conceptualize.
conceive of it. Yeah.
So anything's possible, man. I mean, I definitely don't think that, um, I do believe that there's intelligent life elsewhere in the universe because just the odds dictate
Yeah,
it.
it stands to reason.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was unintelligent life force and they're
Yeah.
just fucking like
Like
Trey and what are the South Park guys? Like it's
Trey
just
Parker and Matt
yeah,
Stone. Yeah.
it's like those guys fucking running the show, like flying by Earth and rolling up their windows.
It
It
could
would be
be.
funny if they had a sadistic sense of humor, but I don't know. It just
Well, I'm not to jump, and if we want to stay on this, I will, because I don't want to run out of time. I have to mention this, but when we were talking about, um, like people being violent towards other people, or like, would you, or, how it's not cool to make fun of someone else being killed or injured or dying. In the last week, since the last episode, one of our cars had the catalytic converter stolen off of it. Like,
Oh, fuck.
your
yeah,
cars,
one of
that's
them.
so ghetto.
And
The
and I gotta
ghettos
be,
of Silver Spring.
it's all like fine now. But at the time, my initial, I mean, I'm talking about for like 24 hours after this happened, like I was outraged. I was enraged. Like I was just like, I gotta find this person. Like I was like, where are they fencing it?
You,
I'm gonna sit up in the window with like a BB gun and like a bear trap, and I'm gonna
yeah,
stay up all night in the bushes. I mean, like I was just,
you're getting ready to call me and ask me to come over with a couple of my toys.
it's so, there's something
There's a
so
vulnerability about it.
frustrating about not having about having something like that happen and you have no control over it.
That is
And
so janky,
it's
man.
so frustrating because I looked up online and you can get like maybe 50 to $200 in scrap for
Mm.
a catalytic converter
Like,
because it
is it
has like
even
rare
worth it?
earth metals. Well, I mean, if you're 50 to $200 for 2 seconds of work is not bad, but to fix it was like $1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
motherfuckers.
we got away with it. If you use an OEM part, it's like closer to $3,000. In fact, we originally had an insurance claim and we canceled it because they were going to total the car because they have to use OEM and it was approaching $3,000 to $4,000 repair and it's a 16-year-old vehicle.
Almost feels like
Anyway,
gone
have
with
you
that.
guys ever had that? Have you ever had I've heard these stories for years and I was
So
like, Man,
Yeah,
that's so horrible. I didn't expect it would
you
happen to
remember the
us,
Kia
but
Soul that I had, right?
hmm. Did that
So
happen?
I hadn't been driving it for forever, and we had, you know where I live, we were
Yeah, yeah,
parked up on the left in
yeah.
the guest spots, and I hadn't driven it forever. I come out there one day, and the fucking whole like steering column was fucking torn out and whatever. And the thing is I was talking to this guy and I had the insurance guy come out and he was like, you know what, it's not gonna do you any good to do this. You get it fixed or fucking sell it, whatever. But the 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 thing is the battery hadn't worked on it forever, so they were trying to break into the steering column to start the car up, but the battery hadn't worked forever.
That's where you got
So
them. You got them, man.
my only
Yeah,
little ha ha fuck you was that
yeah,
I
man.
was too lazy to put a fucking new battery, and that's why you weren't able to steal my car.
That's awesome. Good for you.
But
That's nice.
no, not good for me. But good. But ha ha fuck you vibes are way strong in that. Um, but yeah, no. So I have been through that, and like you guys know that I've come into some money, so I'm a little more secure right now, and like stuff like that might happen. I'm not going to be as like on edge, but that really gave me a great deal of pleasure because he basically the guy that came out and looked at it, he's like basically he said, "Oh, your battery didn't work. That's why it's still here." I
That's
was like,
awesome.
"Oh."
Yeah, it just makes me happy to know that someone was frustrated after ripping your steering column out.
Well, more to that effect, to take on like a psychological thing is they're on edge. No matter how good of a car thief they are like, we could get caught at any moment.
Yeah, but
But
they're, I don't know.
because it was a manual, so even if other things didn't work, they could still like push it back and jump. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
jump it.
yeah.
Um, and
Pop
no,
it
that
into
wasn't going
gear.
to work because there's no battery at all. I
Well,
literally
that
had no battery in the car.
there was no battery, or it was just dead.
No,
It
it
was in
was
there, but
dead, and
dead.
I removed it because it looked like it was going to explode.
Well, another thing, and I'm just throwing news out here. Another thing is, as of what today, Argentina is playing Spain in the final for the World Cup this
Yeah.
weekend. I don't know. Have you guys been following the World Cup at all?
Hmm.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up, right? You had Spain, I think, knocked off France, I want to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
and then Argentina knocked off England.
which is amazing.
Yeah, but it was
And
kind of cool.
let's not forget that the U.S. was doing pretty good.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool. I thought that the final four were like basically the agreed upon four best countries in
Yeah,
soccer, even going into it. Like, so
yeah, that's true.
you didn't have any like random, oh, this would have been better, but Spain lost on a penalty kick to, I mean, I think it's kind of cool that it worked out this way.
Canada, yeah.
You know why I
And
love
now it's,
FIFA? Because it's only every 4 years, and I can deal with that much of soccer. Like, are we all in agreement that we've watched at least one or part of one game?
I
And
have. Yeah, I
yeah,
like. I don't watch Premier League, but I definitely like the World Cup every
right,
four
because
Cup
years,
is
it's not too much soccer.
and it's so good.
national too. And it's like
Yeah,
there's all that nationalism that comes into
And
it.
it,
Like,
and well, and there's also the fact that it comes around once every 4 years, and you realize that although I think American football is the end all be all, fucking hardcore real athletes, but then you look at these guys play for like 90
no,
minutes.
they're outrageous and athletes, man.
But that the same thing can be said about American football. They're beating the shit out of each other.
I get
Like,
you, but 90. I mean, football is like played in like 13-second bursts, and look, I
yeah,
couldn't do it, so I get it. But
no.
running around straight for 90 minutes is, I mean, and the only one that I think is
And
crazier is
and you're not
hockey.
allowed to use your arms, so you got to be like this the whole
Hmm.
time,
I
like
wonder,
the kids from Weapons.
I wonder if there's ever, I wonder if there's ever been a professional soccer player that had no arms.
That would be a fucking pro.
Wouldn't it be like an advantage because you would be like what, 50 pounds lighter than anyone else? So you're
Nah,
not,
because they'd be like, "Oh, it hit your nub."
I know, but you could like cover the nub, but I mean, you don't need them, so it seems like that would be a natural soccer
Have you guys
player.
been paying attention to any like the players that stand out? Because there's this guy Holland,
Hmm.
I think his
From
name.
Norway.
Dude looks like Thor, and he's just a sweetheart of a guy. I love
He's
watching him
known.
play. And this is gonna come out of like nowhere. But are you guys familiar with Caitlin Carter?
Yeah, the WNBA
She's
girl.
the
Clark.
WNBA like
Caitlin
fucking
Clark.
Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry. Have you been paying attention to the girl that like is
Sophie
her like
Cunningham.
yes, I fucking
We
love her.
we must have the same feed because that was actually, if you
She
look at
is
my
such a
list,
badass.
it's at the top. Oh, you can't see it. Sophie
Uh,
Cunningham.
I fucking love her. She is and I don't know, there might be like a love thing there going on, but she really no, I mean, come
I
on.
know. I'm just like, I don't. I know,
WNBA.
but no, it's
But
an
I
interesting
really
thing.
like her because she is all about defending her teammate and just her whole persona. I think she might actually go beyond Caitlin. Did I say it wrong? Clark?
Clark. Yeah,
I
Caitlin
think that
Clark, I
she
think.
might actually surpass Caitlin Clark in her popularity because she's such a badass. She fucking slams people to the ground. And on top of all that, she's kind of a knockout.
Yeah, I mean, she's an interesting. Again, I think we've just been getting the same feed because I've been seeing a lot of that and hearing a
I'd
lot
never
about
even
it.
heard of this.
Yeah, it is interesting. I
You'll
mean,
like her. If Jack, if you haven't seen her, you'll like her. She's
I
All
think
right.
definitely
I think like a month ago, and I mean, if for people out there that don't follow WNBA, which is probably all of our viewer, but but Caitlin Clark is like the phenom, right?
Yeah.
She's pretty much considered the best in the league, and she's getting the crap beat out of her on the court. And there's a lot of controversy about refs not calling things and how
yeah,
other
it's
players
it's
don't like her. And Sophie Cunningham has kind of like she's on her team, and she's kind of taken it on herself to kind of punch back, as it were.
and
So,
and
And
and that
it's
is kind
interesting.
of a big part of it is like I don't follow NBA. I'm not a basketball guy. But I've watched Caitlin Clark just get the shit beat out of her for probably the last 2 years. And
Mhm.
she doesn't seem to be like an aggressive, like hostile player. It's just, I think they don't like her because she's good. And that's where it ends. They just don't like her because she's good and whatever.
well,
I've not.
there are many theories that it goes beyond just the fact that she's good. There's a lot of
What
resentment
are
that
those theories? Please
that
enlighten
she's a
us.
white player in a mostly black league, and she makes more money than all of them, and she also puts more butts in the seats than all of them.
All of
And
them.
She's
so
also
they
getting
think,
more three-pointers than all of them.
I understand, but there's a sitting resentment amongst some
Yeah,
players.
just
It
a
is,
general resentment.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so they're letting her
Yeah, but
have it.
nobody would have that problem with Michael Jordan.
I mean, no, but I'm just
I don't
saying the
know.
WNBA has been suffering along. I mean, really, until she came in the league, no one gave any
Yeah, she
care
she
about the
really has
WNBA.
revitalized him.
Right, she breathed
And
air
they
into it.
revitalized it, and so now you've got players that have been in there, and they're like, "What am I, chopped liver?" Like what? And so I get it if people are competitive, but it doesn't give you the right to be a jerk to
Yeah,
somebody.
they're like hyper aggressive with her.
They poke her in the eyes and stuff like that. It's
Yeah, it's pretty
crazy.
bad.
yeah. She and I will say that Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham have actually made me more interested in WNBA. And I'm more interested in the WNBA than I am with the NBA because of these two like dynamic
I don't know,
personalities.
man. The Wizards got number one pick this year. They're looking pretty good for next year. Just saying.
I'm just
And
not a
I'm no
basketball guy.
basketball fan either,
Yeah.
but I can read.
Yeah, but yeah, it's funny that you said that you're on the same algorithm as me because Sophie Cunningham and maybe it's just the marketing, you kind of fucking like her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she's a
Like
classic.
her whole finger
Yeah,
thing.
the
She's like
pointing.
fucking back the fuck off.
Dude, Americans love underdogs. Americans don't like bullies. So it's a natural story, you know?
It is a good yes, it is a very natural story.
Wait,
Um
I got another news story. This just
oh
popped
goody.
up. It just happened. Rest in peace, actor Sam Neill. Sam Neill passed away this
Oh
Oh
week.
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He's got a great legacy of film that he left behind him. I still remember seeing that dude. First movie I saw him in, I was a kid, and it was Damien, The Omen 3, The Final Conflict,
Yes.
and he played Damien as an adult.
Oh
And it was
wow.
you never saw The Omen 3, The Final Conflict?
No,
Wasn't he
Oh, Mike,
also
Mike,
I
write it
am.
down.
I'm writing
no,
it down.
Write it down.
wasn't
It's
he also in a movie where he was a twin? They were both surgeons
No,
and
that's Jeremy Irons, man. You're thinking of
oh okay,
Dead
yeah, yeah.
Ringers.
But
No, but
you
here's
made that mistake.
another very young Sam Neill movie. Mike, you got to write this one down too. I think it's a European film. It's in English though. It's got Isabella Johnny. It's from 1981, I think. It's
Oh
called
my God.
Possession.
Possession.
Yeah, and
Wow, I did
I want to say it's out of Poland. It could be. It could be
Fuck
Germany,
Paul.
but I think it's
man.
Poland.
I didn't realize he was
Um,
working back then.
Yeah, no, plus it's Isabella Johnny who was like this awesome 70s
Okay, if I'm not correct, he's in one of the greatest horror movies ever, Event Horizon. Wasn't
He
that Sam?
is.
Yes, he's in Event
And
Horizon. He
that
was
is
also
one of the most fucked up movies you'll ever
Oh, it
watch.
is. It is.
Yeah.
He was also in a horror movie called In the Mouth of Madness,
Oh yeah, I did see
John
that.
Carpenter film. Obviously we all know him from Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3.
Hunt
He
for
was a very
October.
lovable guy, despite
Yeah.
all the evil characters he played. Like
Oh,
Jurassic Park is a great
another good
film.
one worth writing down is called The Hunt for the Wilder People.
I've never
Oh
heard of
wow.
that.
Okay, maybe he
That's
was
an
more of a dark guy.
it's from Taika Waititi did it before he got big and did
Oh,
other stuff. So
love Taika.
it's out of New Zealand or wherever he's from, Australia.
Wow. No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna check. I've never even heard of that.
yeah. All three of those are must
That's
watches.
right. Yeah, no, I've been seeing a lot of little trickles of Sam Neill stuff. I knew that he had died. Yeah, that was one that kind of threw me
Yeah,
off because
yeah.
he
He's
was what? He was
also
also pretty young, right? Like
also
60.
Peaky Blinders. People who like that show, he was on that.
Oh, he
No,
was in it.
Zeus. I think he was 71. I could be wrong about
Like
that.
Lindsay.
Oh wait, no, I'm confusing him with Lindsay. No, maybe I'm not. Let me take a look. I think he might have been 71 also.
You guys are really making me feel down about my life expectancy here.
Sam
Well,
Neill.
just expect to live longer, and then you'll be
I'm
fine.
expecting to be defiant. It's what I'm expecting.
Look, I don't know, man. I mean,
Oh
the
wait,
thing,
he was
Me back.
78.
78. Okay.
78.
That's a respectable age.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
If
I
you're
want to see.
78, you want to be 79.
Fuck yeah,
Hmm.
man. I want to live to 100, but I don't want to be like this
If you're
whole like,
100, you want to be
give me
101.
broccoli. I can only eat broccoli. Like, oh, by the way, fuck broccoli. You guys remember that, right? But
Absolutely.
no.
It's on
Um,
my coffee cup.
what's that?
I said it's on my coffee cup.
Yes.
That's right. I got to get a new coffee cup. Mine got destroyed like
Oh,
years ago.
man.
You
Wow.
still have yours?
Oh, yeah.
We
I
got
use
we
it
got
all the time.
products out there. Tell the people to ask us about the products. We got a fuck broccoli sweatshirt. We got a fuck
Mm.
broccoli coffee
Mug.
mug. Fuck broccoli t-shirt. Everything's pretty much put in
And
fuck broccoli and we can get it to you.
the custom Nike shoes that Nike made for us, the
And
F
say fuck
broccoli.
broccoli.
Yeah, those were cool.
All right, guys. Okay. The last thing that I want to talk about, and then we can bail,
Oh,
is
yeah.
and you guys are way more like politically like knowledgeable than me. I'm never gonna argue that. How are you guys feeling about the seismic shift More than 100 House Democrats vote to end Israel aid. I'm personally I don't want to fucking help Israel anymore.
I don't know. It's more complicated than that, but I don't know. I'm kind of ambivalent about it.
That
I mean,
it
it's no
doesn't surprise me that
surprise.
Democrats would be
Well, here's why I
anti-Israel.
think it might be a problem. Because if that tide is turning nationally, like Zeus just said, I'm not really for all the support of Israel anymore. I think that sentiment isn't just on the left, it's also on the right. And it's definitely amongst independents like Thomas Massey, what's her name? The one who bailed Margaret. What the hell's her
Yeah,
name? Help me out here.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. You got the likes of Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and all these political commentators that were like classically conservative are now leaning toward being anti-Israel funding. And so my concern is if the Democrats spearhead that position and the Republicans are still playing war games in the Middle East with Israel, that could really cement the Democratic shift, the one that people are expecting to
Or
happen.
temporary shift is more like it.
Well, okay, well, whatever it is, if they're
No,
going
no,
to
but
side with,
you understand what I'm saying.
well,
It's
yeah,
it
it goes back and forth. I know that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's why
don't
we
know
got
that
Trump.
it's going to go. I don't know that we're guaranteed of that anymore, that it
No,
goes back
right.
and forth.
Yeah, I
That's
feel like this is a political play. This is let's do this, and we can always say we did this, and then
Oh yeah,
we're
I think when push comes to shove, if they were to get in there, it's a lot of like lip service to their college protesting donors and whatnot. Like I think that the two party system they're going to support Israel no matter what anyway. I think Republicans and Democrats, but
I'm
I
actually
think you're
so
right. I
tired
think
of that.
yeah, no, well, it is what it is.
But I mean, seriously, guys, let's make a stance here. I think Israel is causing us more problems
How?
because they just they're fucking gung ho, attack, attack, attack. I just don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be
I think
part
they're
of.
gung ho, like don't want to be killed. But
Yeah,
whatever your view
but
is,
what is that to us?
I think having another, and we've said this before on the show, like when we had Josh on, and I was like trying to explain my position. The beginning and end of my opinion of Israel is it is a it is a representative democracy. It's surrounded by, I mean, it's a country of what, 9 million people surrounded by
About that.
a billion people that want to kill them, and they are technologically super advanced.
I get it. I
They
get
have
it.
all this stuff, so that's who I'm gonna back up. That's Western civilization. Like, I'm not opening a vein for them, but it's not like, oh man, I'm just
Very well.
tired of them. I mean, does anyone think that if Iran had a nuke, they wouldn't launch it in 26 seconds at Tel Aviv? Of course, they've said they would if they
No,
had it.
they definitely did, but there was a lot of talk last summer that we had obliterated their nuclear capacity back to the Stone Age after we
Yeah,
sent the
which,
stealth bombers, and then within I mean, gosh, like what 6 months
yeah, then they're like, we have ballistic missiles, and
we have to go to war with them to get rid of their nuclear
I,
program again. And
yeah,
Rubio did say on the record, well, Israel was going to strike, so we kind of had to. I mean, in so many
yeah,
words,
I
that's what he
know.
said.
I mean,
And now they're going after Lebanon, and God knows what they're doing in Gaza. And so, I mean, I think there's if any other country was doing some of the shit that they're doing, Mike, we would get involved and get them to stop doing it. And we don't do that with them. We help them.
yeah, but I don't, to be honest with you, I mean, again, it's just opinion. I'm not concerned about them stopping. I mean, going into Lebanon, I mean, Lebanon used to be
Whatever. But
a
go to bed.
pretty decent country, and now it's been radical Islamified. It's got the Hezbollah in there. They send thousands and thousands of rockets into northern Israel, so much
No,
that
they're
to the
terrible.
point, like no
They're a
one can even
terrible
live in
place right
northern
now.
Israel, you know? And
They're
so if someone was sending missiles into my home state, I would expect my country to fire back at them. You
no,
know,
I
I mean,
agree with that.
I
I
don't think
agree with that.
Israel is running around. I mean, Israel has not been running around trying to expand their borders. I mean, if you look back to the
What
67
about this?
war,
What about Lebanon? You don't think they're trying to expand their
I
borders
think they're
there?
trying. I don't know. I mean, I
It
think they
looks
could
like
take
it.
it as a DMZ, but I don't think if they weren't being attacked, I don't think they were like, oh, we're expanding into southern
Honestly, I think what they
Lebanon.
need to do is get rid of Netanyahu.
I don't,
He doesn't.
I don't know, man.
I just
I
don't
don't know.
know. I don't know what they're doing in Gaza, but it seems like it's maybe excessive at this point.
I feel like it's excessive. Yes, and you know what?
87% of the people that lived in Gaza voted for Hamas
But
and
you,
wanted
but
Hamas.
yes, but how many of
They
that
took aid.
percentage? How much of that percentage was if you come out with a blue stain on your thumb, you're not for us, and we kill you. You know what I'm talking about, like
Yeah,
the Iraq thing.
either way.
Well,
Why
well,
is
what about
Um,
Montana?
yeah? But
here's my thing, and I
tens and
think
thousands of women and children, and turning the place into a parking lot. I mean, it just seems that there's other ways to fight a war. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
there just are.
I guess.
Jack and
Yeah,
I
I'm not.
don't normally agree this much. I'm 100%
I just
with
all
you.
the deaths in Gaza, I blame on Hamas.
I no, I agree.
I think
Just
that
like the
that is a
Nazis
bit
and the
excessive.
Germans. I understand that, but it just seems like at this point, there are other things that can be done. You know what I mean? It just seems like a little much.
Yeah. I'm,
Unless you're trying to eradicate them and completely get them out of that territory and take that territory, which
but
is
why
And
doesn't Egypt? Why
that is
doesn't
not the best
Egypt
way to go.
take them? Why doesn't Egypt take them? Why doesn't Jordan take them? I'll tell you why. Because they
Because
know
they're
those countries
smart and they're
know
staying
that
out
they're an
of it.
unsettling force, that they're a disruptive force, that they're
right.
radical Islamists, and they don't want them in their country.
Right. So you know who's going to get them? We are.
We are.
Yeah.
But
And
look,
So
I
that is
get if
where
people.
we might be making a mistake, where we are led by what we feel is the best route to take, and we're not always right. And if we could actually take it upon ourselves to realize that we're not always right on these things, and maybe there's an old Robin Williams bit about putting up walls around the entire United States and fucking chilling. That's not quite how he did it. Much more manic with Robin Williams. But I feel like we're like the battered wife syndrome of countries. We're the youngest country and everybody beats us up and we're like, "Oh yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. We're wrong. We're wrong. It was our fault." And we need to start going, not everything is our fault. Let's re-explore this situation, which again, not Jan 6. What was it? What was the
October
October 7th?
7th.
October 7th.
There is nothing you could ever tell me that will not say that it was a fucking brutal, fucking abusive. We've talked about it. The one that always stands out to me is the
Oh, it
guy
was a
standing on the
slaughter.
ground and they're burying a shovel in his fucking chest. It's like there's nothing you can tell me that says that they were
How
being
how do
Well,
you
Hamas, they fight like
diplomatic
animals.
or
They
how do
fight
you
fucking
like animals. They raped women in the streets. They killed babies. It was
yeah.
fucking terrible.
yeah, how do you deal with a population of people who have
But
stated and shown that they want to completely annihilate you? Are you when do you stop
and that
beating
is
them?
maybe the brilliance of where they stand. Because I also can't say that let's eliminate the entire fucking population of them. I'm never going to be on board with that. I'm never going to accept
Yeah,
that
of
we
course not. I mean that
you
but
say of course not, but
yeah, I don't
the way you led
so
into that question was
would the
like,
I think
how
people
could you be any other way?
yeah, how could you be? But I'm saying people that are like, "Oh, this is a genocide." I'm like that's such a provocative thing to say.
But
It's like
it's kind of accurate.
if this was a genocide, Israel could have killed everybody in there like years ago, dude. I mean, it's not a genocide.
It's such
It's a
a
war and it's
salacious,
brutal.
angry place to come from that you can't really find a middle ground on it. I do not feel that here's the difference. What they did on Jan or October 7th was fucking attack innocent people that were not expected. Like it was not a wartime decision. It was a brutal fucking
Dude, people were
massacre.
calling back to their parents being like, I just killed 10 Jews. I mean, this is like, no one wants to
You're
talk
right.
about
You're
that
right.
part
I
of
get
it.
that, but
If
we
someone
cannot
wants to just,
justify
And these
our
were
anger.
Israelis. These were Israelis that were sympathetic to the cause too. Like they lived in
yeah,
that area,
Yeah,
exactly.
like I think
and
the
they would
whole
help.
concert wasn't the whole concert about like world peace and like fucking chill out, smoke some doobs, do some
Dude,
acid,
I'm
fucking
just
chill.
saying, I'm just saying, if someone was launching attacks into our country, Canada, and then we just like took them behind the woodshed and beat the shit out of them, and someone's like, you guys got to stop, I'd be like, no. Like, I'm gonna
Man,
stop when we're ready to stop. Like, that would be my
that is a
attitude.
really, you know what, Michael, mark the time on
I mean,
this
I
because
could be wrong. Maybe I'm
no, no,
wrong.
no, no, but mark the time on what we were on the show because that nails it right there.
Yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't have any compunction about, and again, calling it, if we were, if you're going out there and you're trying to like systematically kill everybody, that's different than
well,
trying to
and that's
destroy
the
infrastructure.
hugest.
Look, these people took pipes that were sent for water
And they made
infrastructure
rockets.
and made rocket launchers out of them.
Yeah,
How
that's
do you
right.
reason with that? I mean, at a certain point, again, Israel, like, it's like, what, 7 miles wide at its thinnest point? I mean, it's a small country that just happens to be technologically advanced. Again, I'm not sitting here like Israel is fantastic and they're great and they do
No,
no
I
wrong.
will
I
not be on
just,
that.
in my concern of like countries that are doing horrible things, Israel's like, like 86th on my list of
Right.
personally.
That's right. That's fair. It's not. It's not. It's definitely not most people's priority list in the country either. But I just think, like Zeus is saying, and like I'm saying, like I think the political winds are shifted on that whole issue
I
of
would agree with
American
you.
support. And if the Democrats are going to be the spearhead of that movement, and that's the post-Trump thought pattern, then like
Yeah.
if they get it, they'll not get. They may not give it back.
I
That may
think
just
the worm definitely turned, but I think among, at least in the Democrat Party, if you once you get past like 2005, they were not interested in Israel anyway. They've hated
right.
Netanyahu since he came in. I mean, none of
Yeah.
that is new. I
Yeah. That's
mean,
true.
but anyway, I don't look, it's fraught. I mean, I hate talking about it because it's
It's just
just
there's
so
no winning.
horrible. The whole
Well, what?
thing is just a horrible, horrible situation.
Wait a minute. On that note, since Mike says he hates talking about it, I notice it's 11:09.
Yes.
So I think maybe unless you got some other story you got to get out there, Zeus. I think maybe we've been on for a while. It might be time to do the
I
thing
think
and
we killed it.
then
I
wrap
think
it
it's
up.
about time to rack things up.
All
All
right,
right,
cool, man.
everybody.
Enjoy your
Take
burrito there, Zeus.
Will do.